Guys, let's see an example JSP application on global error page configuration where it has, I give the deployment IT structure name as a global error page, which contains test1.jsp, test2.jsp, error.jsp, and web.xml file. Okay, and let's create a test1.jsp. So what I'll do, I will call altf new others. Let me call here JSP, and here I'll use the same code as I used here. So here is my, I'll use the same code, okay, and here is my error page, okay. Here is my what? Error page. Otherwise, I'm not going to use error page here. Why? Because I'm going to configure a global. I'm going to configure global. So here is I'm from test1.jsp, and here I give the name called global error page. Instead of 6, I'll make it here as 7 global error page web apps, and here you can write any line. So each of my objects I will call here maybe any my class. Okay, this is one. This is one test1.jsp, and here you can save. But first of all, let me create the directory name in my web apps. So let me go to my Tomcat. So here let me create new folder, web apps. Under this web apps, let me create one more new folder, new directory, whose name is web-inf. Okay, fine. And under this web-inf, I'll save this test1.jsp. Control S, D drive, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 10, web apps, 7 global error page, and this is test1.jsp. Okay, I did nothing different. Just I removed here the page directory because I'm going to make it as a global error page, right? If I configure means it will act as a local error page, right? Or simply a line which throws an error. Simply a line which throws an error, right? Similar to like this, create one more page. Control C, Alt F, new, others, JSP, and I am from test2 JSP of 7 global error page application. And what I'll do here, instead of this one, I'll write some means without error page and with error page also I used to show you. Maybe integer. Let me do some typecasting. Integer x assignment operator typecast integer dot parse int of. If I pass here 10, will work perfectly. If I pass here 10, will it work? Means first of all, I don't show an error. I will not show an error. I will try to run the object class perfectly. First of all, I'll run perfectly. Next, I'll create an errors. I'll create an first I'll run perfectly, nothing different. And here also 10. Okay. Integer dot parse int of. I'll save. This is second. Okay. Okay. Fine. Uh, okay, done. Nothing different. I'm not doing. Simply test.jsp. Fine. Otherwise, if you want to show anything, you can show. Maybe. Okay, you may not get the feel because simply I'll show you. Uh, the value of x is okay. I'll use here. Should I use scriptlet tag or should I use declaration tag? I have a single value, no? So I can use directly declaration tag. I can use directly here declaration tag. So the generated number is or the value of x is. So let me save here by using test2. Save here test1 to let me rename as a test. Okay, fine. Hit the save. Hit the save. Done. Now what I'll do now, it's a time to create a global error page. So Alt F new others. So let me use JSP and write some what is the name? Maybe error page. Done. And I need not to configure here. Okay. I need not to configure. This is the I'm from error page, and here I will use the same name. Okay. Okay. Some internal problems occurred. Let's try again. The exception that is raised. What is the exception raised? I used to show. I used to show. Okay. And save. Give the name. You can use your name also, but the best practice is error.jsp, err.jsp. Okay, it's best practice because file name should indicate the what that page does actually. Fine. And one more thing is left to create the now this is created, this is also created, this is also created. Now web.xml file. Just create a web.xml file with the new with the one additional parameter that is error tag. Now just configure here web-inf web app. Let me close this web app. Close the. You can configure welcome also test one, test two, or any other login index, and just create here one separate tag that is error hyphen page. Error hyphen page. Open the error hyphen page and end the error hyphen page. And in this error hyphen page, just configure the name error.jsp. Error.jsp. So here you can write here exception except exception exception hyphen type. What is the type you wish to show? What is the type? What is the type you wish to show? You can type the exception type java.lang.exception. Java.lang.exception and close the exception type. Okay. And add one more attribute, one more tag. That is where is the location? Where is the location of your error page? This is where is the location? It is in my beside to web.inf. Directly I can give directly slash error.jsp. The way you configure welcome file name. The way you configure welcome file name, same way you can configure here error.jsp. Done? Done. Just save it. Where should I save? Uh, Under my web apps, my web application name, WEB-INF, and here let me give the name called web.xml. Check syntactically correct or not. Open in browser. Open in browser. Okay. Web app. If this comes, if you use Control B in Edit Plus, it is any file will open in browser. Control B is a shortcut tag to open the browser in the Edit Plus. So web apps, web app, error page, exception type, and location. Okay, fine. Now just deploy the application and test it. Uh, Deploy the web app and test the application with following URL. With following URLs. Okay. Why I made URLs? Because I have two web resource programmer, test one and test two. So already deployed. Just check the confirmation from your 7. Can you find somewhere 7? Yes, 7. Okay. Reloading. Okay. And has started, completed. Okay. Just I need to refresh my localhost manager app 7 error page. Okay. Presently, I don't have any error. So, where is my test 2? Is any error? No. Is any error? No. Okay. Now, what I'll do here, test 1.jsp. Okay, there is no error. Directly, I got the output. I'll use here and I'll change to test 1 to test 2. Fine. What the issue? Is it there? Control F5. What the issue? No. Test to show throws the error. Even after checking, we have realized the test 2 is not compiled right in my work folder of Catalina. Okay, I'll pause. After checking the error, I came to know that the JSP current solid file is not compiled and even .class file is not generated. So the error with the syntax errors. So let me rectify that syntax error. That is the parsing expects the value in a string format. So I have converted into string format, and this is the scriptlet tag, and this is the declaration tag. And let me run. Let me run the web application. Fine, I got the output. Come here if you want to see. Come here. So yeah, यहाँ के हम लोगों का कोई खास नहीं है. So I use the same code, integer x, okay, scriptlet tag, but the value should be in double quote, and this is value of x in a declaration tag. Once I refresh the web page, I got the same, not this one, this one, okay. However, if you go to the work Catalina folder, you'll find two .class files. One is test1 underscore .jsp dot class. One is test2 underscore jsp dot java dot class. Okay, fine. Now my intention is to create the error now. My intention is to create the error. So earlier both were working perfectly. So let me create the errors now. So this is test 1 refreshed. This is test 2 refreshed. Okay, happy? Now I will create the error. Both should land to error.jsp. This error.jsp, right? Because I have configured, not this one, I have configured error page of type java.lang.exception forwarding to error.jsp. Okay, and let me create the errors in my test1.jsp. Okay, take me any class, my class. This is one error. Okay, this line causes the error in my scriptlet tag. Even here also something like a 101. This is not a 0. This is O. Okay, this is not a 0. This is what? O. So just let me save. Click on save. Here also click on save. Already saved. So what you have to do? Just refresh test1.jsp. They are not compiled yet. This is syntax error. It should show at runtime error, guys. But the issue. Huh? No. No. The issue was raised because I did not configure error page. Earlier, I did not configure error page in this error.jsp. So actually, it was optional up to Tomcat 8 and 9. It was optional, but now I'm telling you it is recommended and compulsory. It's recommended and compulsory. So please configure each error page in a error page. Okay, fine. So now what I'll do, I have made some mistake. Intentionally, I have made this mistake. This class doesn't exist in my class path, libraries, or nowhere, even in jars also. Okay, and here 10.o, 10o. It's not a zero, it's O, capital O or lowercase o. This is lowercase o, or you can make it uppercase O. Okay, so I'll make lowercase o. I hope you can feel the difference. Small size, huh? So save. I have made intentionally lowercase o, and I have made intentionally instead of java.lang object my class. Save all. I have saved all. Go to the web resource program and just refresh. So I am from err.jsp of 7 global error page web application. Some internal problems occurred. Please try again. And what is error now here? Java.lang. Class not found error. Which class is it? My class. And here, if I refresh, same message for both the web resource program and java.lang. Number format exception because I am trying to typecast number with the character, alphabetical O character, not a zero character. So for input string 10 O, small o, lowercase o. Okay. So in this way, you can configure a single error page for multiple hundreds of web resource programs. So in this way, you can able to work with the global error page. So just have a look. This is your deployment ID structure. Okay. I'll give both the URLs. I'll give both the URLs. Okay. test2.jsp. Fine. And I'll go to test1.jsp. Here I have not configured error page. Error page assignment operator error.jsp. I have not configured page directive. Okay. In test1.jsp. Even in test2.jsp, I have not configured error page assignment operator err.jsp. Right? But whereas in err.jsp, I have configured here is error page assignment operator too. Earlier it was optional, but now they are made compulsory. Now they are made compulsory. Fine. And in web.xml, what you have to do? You have to configure your error page with exception type, with the location, and end of error page and end of web apps. And finally, try the web application by using different URLs. test1.jsp, test2.jsp. Okay, fine. So next we shall see about uh, different point. Let me add a note point for your understanding. On a certain JSP program, if you configure, note or you can call questions, a question or note, your wish. Control Shift 4. On a certain JSP program, if we configure both local and global error page. Okay, please can you tell me which error page will be executed when the exception is raised. When the exception is raised.